Good evening, everyone.
We're not late. We've never been late. Don't think about that.
But we're not late?
Hit it. Go for it.
I sure would. Last time on Sigil Confidential. As the crew floated among the exterior of the ship, the Ghost and Draken both sensed what can only be described as calls for attention from another plane. Draken in particular got a strong feeling of needing a strange shard of crystal in order to help Jimmy return to everyone, which he then proceeded to conjure into his hands. With that done, Is2 teleported everyone to where they and the Ghost had contacted Jimmy previously as a potential avenue to send it to him. Meanwhile, Jimmy continued to navigate through the eldritch plane he found himself on, resisting the call of the void coming from a spectral orchestra he encountered before stealing the conductor's baton, a shard of crystal like the one the crew obtained, and appearing in a mirrored corridor. His friends made contact with him while there, informing him of the importance of the shard as a means of leaving the plane. He then navigated his way through the mirrored corridor, stumbling down many incorrect paths until his friends began guiding him along while watching through the concave lens, where he started feeling like he was finally making some progress. At one point, after battling an evil reflection of himself and stealing his shard, Jimmy tumbled down a dark abyss where the crew lost contact. They returned to the exterior of the ship, having no time to waste on disabling the reactor. The situation looked even more dire as chunks of the ship tore away while it shook and shuddered. They made it to the control room in short order, and Saren immediately began work at the central control panel. Before long, Saren screamed. A formless, shadowy entity had plunged its tendrils into her. The crew attempted to rescue her, but it wanted to finish its meal. As its attention turned to the Ghost, a sunburst from Draken destroyed it in an instant. They then made their way over to Saren's corpse with the intent of resurrecting her, but they were met with the grim truth. The person they thought was Saren was actually a doppelganger. With these new developments, many questions arise. What happened to the real Saren? Can they pool enough knowledge in time to disable the reactor before it explodes, either by finding the real Saren or figuring it out themselves? And just what in the multiverse happened to Jimmy? Stick around and find out on Sigil Confidential, the Uncanny Odyssey!
Now we're in there.
This Saren, yeah. God damn it. If it was Saren all along, that's a little more fine if she never had ulterior motives to begin with. However, I've got an idea of what might have happened there.
We have no proof that that wasn't Saren all along, so
Exactly.
I guess that's just who she was.
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just chilling out here in the void. I have leapt into the darkness.
Both
We're
of
just
the
going to
Astros look at each other like,
Bryn's just going to look down and say, well, gods damn it.
Gods
Exact-
didn't, damn it. The beavers did.
this dude breaks out laughing.
Bruh.
Yo! Rat with the 300-year-old dad jokes.
Bryn's just going to put her hand up to her forehead, rub her eyes, just rub her forehead, like, before continuing. Can't exactly ask to sing any questions, because doppelgangers don't have mouths in their natural forms, so speak with dead is going to be a bit useless here. It does make me wonder, though, because we have no reason to believe that Saren was a doppelganger to begin with. I mean, if she was, I frankly wouldn't care, but if a doppelganger took Saren's place, well, we had no reason to suspect that this wasn't the real Saren whenever she came up to us in the med bay. Because not really any Sod alive on this ship. I would be very surprised that the doppelganger was been able to survive out here all of this time without being able to feed or what have you. I wonder.
Yeah, but it being a doppelganger makes the flesh room make a whole lot more sense. Like, if they're just a race of doppelgangers, then the flesh room is like just a walk in the park. It's like Tuesday afternoon for them.
No.
And it's not something terrifying.
No. They can't do that. They don't have enough power to be able to transform into that. My theory here is that Scratch put a doppelganger on the ship in order to deceive us. Lead us to the control room, but then, with the orders to go up to the central control panel and make us believe that they were disabling the reactor in order to either destroy us right then or waste our time.
How do we know no one else is a doppelganger? Is there
The
a way to,
most
like...
dangerous question.
I mean...
Well, Ratt has goggles that has true sight on the number 1.
I do, but I also I plead the 5th and the 2nd, and I ready my linear accelerator on my shoulder, and I aim it at all of you.
Number 2, all of you Burks know that I'm a god's damned changeling and can shapeshift.
For the record, I don't think I told. I didn't tell anyone. And I have no idea what you're talking about. I had no idea at all.
Anyways. So what are we going to do next?
I think we have to deal with the biggest problem right now and come back to doppelganger, possible switcheroo in a moment. First, we need to fix the explosiveness of the reactor. I am a fan. I am a fan of explosions, but not this one in particular.
I'll jump over this railing here. This looks like a way down, further deeper into the reactor room, right? I'm going to jump over this railing.
I think we got the image of that. Yeah, we saw this.
Oh. Was it just the control room? That's like connected to the reactor. I want to go to the reactor, not the... Like, I can't read any of these panels.
Here, let me help you, Ratt.
Even if I could read them, I can't do the math.
So, Bryn will walk over and start helping Ratt with translating all of the text.
Is there I don't know, a reactor shutdown protocol that we could trigger? Or a jettison, or a restart? Is there a turn it off and turn it on again button? Like, can I pull up the services panel and restart a couple of key services and just like end a stuck task or something? Okay. I'm okay at those. Sounds good. I see a button here that says open doors. I want to press that. Yeah. Eeny, meeny, miny, press. I think this is fine. This is probably fine, right? I think it's supposed to do that. Sure.
Prin's going to comment. This feels like one of those shafts that we went into to get up and down the ship.
Both the issues observe the tremors and prepare to take evasive actions and help Ratt if they need to. Both of me are right next to him. Okay. Well, we'll be opposite Bran at all times.
Lamau.
I am going to step into the center as well, and then kind of keeping an eye on things, and if necessary, there will be a disintegrate spell for a wall.
Yeah, we're not quite on it, but we're just kind of close enough.
Called it.
All right, guys, keep your hands and feet completely within the vehicle until it comes to a complete stop, I think. Green button. Button, push the button. There's got to be a button that makes this go somewhere, right? Cool. Yeah, I slap it with my whole hand. Slap. It's a tiny hand, you know. I might still be tiny, actually. I don't remember.
If you are still tiny, I think one of the issues would conduct a mage hand to help the slap of the green button be more momentous. Yeah, it's just like a small rat with a gigantic big beast sort of like gigantic hand, just like big hand, little body. Like,
Hmm. A most dangerous situation.
I wonder how Scratch was able to get it to behave like this.
That is just science. You just unbalance the part of the equation, and it happens. It's,
Right, but I can only assume that he would only know as much about this thing as we do.
well, I've learned some things about explosives in my career. Is the safest way to dispose or to expose of high explosives is with small explosives. So maybe the same principle applies. How big is this containment field, or the reactor unit below us? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay.
Is Toosh just kind of like minor illusioning a tape measure and like taking notes, like, yep.
Are there any
Yep. Okay. So it's this space. Yep.
there's some like panels or whatever like stuff here, right? Is there any sort of indication on like a time frame? Mm-hmm. I'll vault over the edge and try to get close to the containment field. I would like to try and repair the enclosure. Oh. Can I see through the barrier? Okay. I'll teleport in there with vortex warp. Yeah, I'll teleport over to the center of the enclosure, like the containment enclosure, and try to start patching the cracks in the field with mending.
Also,
Hey, bro, you sure about that?
If anything,
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Field is a hazard. We're gonna step in there and follow. We'll find a way.
Yo! I thought I had fallen into a gaping chasm.
yeah, he fell in and we lost contact.
Mhm. Mm. Sounds bad. While falling, secure the next shard of Elder Sight that I have acquired inside my jacket in a button-down pocket. You'd hate to lose that in the chasm of infinite monsters. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. You sure? Dex save, you got it. There you are, sir. Ideally, I would not descend directly into a gaping maw or anything. Mhm. There you are. Unfortunate, but it happens. Hmm. It's not as good. I had to roll super low to do that. It's incredible. This is actually the only way you can get that to happen because reliable talent does not apply to saving throws. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ah, shit. Hmm. I'm thinking. So it's not any sort of telepathic whispering. They're just literally speaking and I'm hearing it. Okay. And I'm still falling. Am I... That's fair. Am I falling faster than the attention is rippling out? Because it seems like whatever passes for gravity here is gonna take me right out of this situation. Oh no, I'm in the infinite fall cycle. Alright, well, I'm attentive. You know, that's one thing you are when you're very afraid, is you're paying attention. I might notice that reality is not playing by the rules. And I might try to take advantage of that. If gravity is fake in one direction, why couldn't it be fake in both directions? Right? If I'm falling but not moving, that's basically the same as floating. I'd like to just stand on the wall. Oh, still doesn't. Let me re-roll that for you. Ah. So if I'm touching the wall, I'm moving. Interesting. Is that moving me away from them, or are they just kind of fixated on my location? Are they detached from the actual physical surroundings? I mean, that's fair, but am I moving out of the mass of them that has started paying attention to me? Alright. High as fuck, my man. 26. Okay. Okay. No proficiency in that one. It's happening at last. Ooh. Interesting. Have I stopped falling, then? Alright, so they know how to do this shit. That's informative. Now, they're whispering to each other. I assume it's not in any language I'm capable of recognizing. Church? Okay. No, I didn't hear you if you responded. Alright, so. Eldritch whispering, no real language. Interesting. Shame I don't have any telepathic abilities. That would have been a cool thing to pick up. Do they look even mildly intelligent? They could still be just more psychologically hazardous than possessing any kind of psychology of their own. Never mind. I was checking. I was gonna pull out a really ancient trick, but charm person specifies humanoid, and I don't think mouth and nose is enough to count.
Yeah, no. It was a good idea.
It would have been funny. You know how long I've been holding on to those things?
So give me what are you gonna do? What's your action?
They seem to be able to maneuver in this space. I don't. If I cannot manipulate them somehow to move... How big are they?
Not as big as your head.
Oh, that's not big at all.
No, they're not very big.
One of them has me grappled somehow?
Yeah, but a mass of them are about to converge on you.
I grab the one that has me grappled, and I try and push off the wall to get away from it and see if I keep floating.
Okay. So you go to grab it.
Yes.
Roll base to hit with your hands.
You got it.
Okay.
There you are, sir.
All right. So you reach up and just snatch this thing on either side of its body. It's wet and covered with this thin layer of mucus. But as you do, it vanishes, and your hands close, like clap, with just this wet clap sound as the liquid that was on your palms from the creatures slaps together. And you begin to tumble again.
May I very quickly still try and push away from the wall with my feet?
Yeah, give me a dex save.
Alright. There you are.
Okay. Alright, yeah. So you're tumbling again, and you see these things just rushing down the walls of the chasm after you. As you can tell, like, the whispers have increased. There's a lot of noise going on. So I need you to roll a d10 for me, please.
It's an 8.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. So you push off, and you're kind of falling backwards. Like your head is pointed down, your feet are up, and you're looking like up around you.
Sure.
Trying to keep them on the front side of you, I assume, unless you're just wanting to dive blind.
I am trying to keep an eye on them as I go, I guess.
Okay.
You know, they're a concern.
So as you do this, and you're like, you're starting to get some distance, and you like outpace them, feeling good.
Yeah?
As you do this, you hear this massive and this thing busts out of the chasm wall. You see hundreds of these things go flying as this thing just bursts out. It looks like a giant rot grub just burst out with these huge mandibles on either side and these complex eyes, like about 3 of them. And just like the others, though, beyond the mandibles, it's got a human mouth and nose. And this thing just kind of arcs up. It's semi-translucent. And you can just see it make a bead on you as it dives and begins to chase you.
Perfect. Ideal. I bet you it can teleport too.
Maybe. What would you like to do?
I would ask Blackjammer if it might be a good time for a shadow trick, but I mean, how is it gonna lose track of me, quite frankly, even if all it can see is a massive shadow? I'm in a fairly constrained space. I look down. I want to see what am I working with here in terms of evasive options.
Utter darkness.
Utter darkness, beautiful. Side to side, just walls, right? How wide is this area that I'm falling through?
It
Or
ranges.
can I even tell?
It ranges Like sometimes it's maybe 30-foot gap, sometimes it's wider.
Okay. And there's no visible deviation, no point of interest apart from the many creatures now pursuing me.
Not really. Nothing that stands out.
Okay. Would be a great time to learn how to fly. Well, I mean, we've got a bit of a darkness problem going on, and I'm already spotted. Why not spark a light?
All right. What light are you sparking?
Just for fun, Keon's lantern still gives off light.
Uh-huh.
We'll use him.
Okay. So, you pull out Keon's lantern?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You pull it out and you spark it to life. Are you still facing upward towards this thing, or are you taking a dive maneuver?
I'll say I did this while I was facing upwards towards it, with the intent that I'm going to look down with the lantern in a moment. But I was facing up. I wanted to keep an eye on them as I was getting it all arranged.
Okay. So you pull it out. It sparks up. It illuminates. The thing kind of gets enraged by the light that comes out of it, and the light is extremely limited. Like I said, the shadows seem to devour it. And as you begin to kind of roll to increase your speed, you hear this whisper come from the lantern. It's Keon.
Of course.
He says, if you let me out, I can get you out of here.
I was almost sure you were under like a gag order in that thing.
You brought me to a strange place.
I did now, didn't I? That is, I wouldn't exactly call it tempting. But, you know me, I'm always open to a bargain. Make me an offer.
Your life?
Arguable if I have one, but go on.
I'll get you out of here.
There's a lot of places that are out of here. Some of them are worse.
I can't
maybe.
get you out of this realm, but I can get you to the next place.
In exchange?
When you return to wherever it is you're trying to go, you destroy the lantern and set me free. I'm trusting you here as much as you're trusting me.
We both know that's a lie.
Well, plus, if you die here, I'm lost here forever.
Oh yeah, that guy'll eat you. He looks real mad.
What do you say?
Additional term. No more vengeance. Bygones be bygones. You tried to kill us. We slightly more successfully killed you. You took a little ride in a lantern, then you went back to the hells. After that, no more.
Fair enough. Unless you cross me again.
I'd advise you don't go back to work for Scratch, because I'm going to be killing him too shortly. But, I mean, it takes you guys a while to come back from the hells, right?
That's between you and him.
Alright, if you stay out of that, I'd shake your hand, but I don't think I'm getting through the glass.
Alright. Hold on. Alright. So,
I'm ready. Hit it.
the lantern begins to glow brighter and shudder in your hands. And just as this thing is making a grab for you, you blip. And with that, we're gonna go back to the party. All right, Rat, you were teleporting into the reactor core.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea, I think.
And Istu, you wanted to follow, is that right?
Istu looks at Rat's decision to jump through the transparent membrane, looks over at their duplicate and hands them a bead before pushing them forward into the center of the reactor as well.
Your double?
Yes.
Have fun storming the castle.
Now that double is a very carefully calculated backup strategy.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
Which I really hope that we won't need to use, but in the event of something actually happening, we will have to do that.
Okay. So, Rat, you vortex warp in along with this two's double. Everyone else is waiting outside.
Yeah.
Okay. Draken, you?
Yeah, I'm thinking of a plan. Let's call it at, if I need it.
Plan F. All right. So, you step out of the vortex warp, and the first thing that happens is you are hit with an oppressive heat. And it's a heat that's unlike anything that comes off of fire. This is a heat that just seems to singe you from the inside out. You immediately begin to feel nauseous. Your eyes are swimming. Give me a Constitution save at disadvantage, please.
Great, it's Death Rock.
So wouldn't that be normal because Cinder is there? If it's a
Cinder
save
is not
and in
there.
range, he's right there. Is it
No,
not?
Cinder didn't. He's more than 10 feet away.
Oh yeah, much more.
Okay.
Yeah, Cinder's,
So-
remember, they're all the way down on the floor. That's like, what, 70, 80 feet, I think I said it was?
So if I were looking downward, he would be about here then.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
Like
close.
way down. Okay.
Yeah, way down. Istu, is your double susceptible to damage?
No, it's just an illusory. Well, let me get the thing and read
If
it.
it's just an illusion, it won't be, because it's just an illusion.
Yeah, illusory double. Yeah.
All right. Rat, not only are
Yep.
you extremely nauseous and extremely weakened, so everything you do is going to be at disadvantage, you just took 30 points of damage.
Ouchies.
Like I said, you're in a lot of pain. You're burning up from the inside. You feel like you're going to retch. You're
Are
dizzy.
you sure? Are you sure we don't want to get out of here?
It'll be fine, I'm sure.
Okay.
I've been dead before. It's not that bad.
I am as with you on this as I can possibly be without risking my own life, but we gotta get you out of here.
Church over here rolling 1d100s, and I'm not sure that isn't damage.
Go
I have
ahead,
a
Rat.
question.
What's up?
Is this floor made of stone?
No.
None of this is?
No, it's all metal.
Okay.
All right, so
So,
what you got, Rat?
oh, I got some fun here. All right, so step one, we're gonna pull out the hand cannon off the hip, and we're gonna fire it at the center bit, the main reactor core there, with a reduce, and we're gonna shrink it.
Can try and shrink the reactor.
We're gonna shrink the reactor, and then we're gonna put it inside of a sphere of force.
Interesting idea. So there is a problem with that.
What?
You're gonna hit the containment field. They're two separate things. So you're gonna try to shrink the containment field with the reactor in it.
Well, maybe not then. Yes, but kind of, yeah. Can I is that's a thing, right?
Well, I mean, it may cause the thing to go boom.
Okay, but if it goes boom because the containment field failed, that's different than if it goes boom because the reaction became unstable and went critical. So that's a smaller explosion and therefore it's a controlled one. So
I think it's still gonna
that's
be
just
lethal.
that's just disposing of ordnance in a slightly less hopefully lethal way.
I think it's gonna be a lethal reaction either way.
This is fine. I've been dead before.
No, I mean, like,
it's not that bad. I got
For
everybody.
For everyone.
I got somebody saving my spot in the line.
Lethal for this entire, like, pocket dimension.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was lethal for this entire pocket dimension if it goes like hypercritical, but if we just like make a smaller explosion and it dissipates the energy in a slightly less hypercritical manner, then maybe it's only absolutely lethal to like half the pocket dimension.
Bro, you saw a black hole trying to eat this thing and failing? Are you sure?
No?
Let's chalk that up to a very creative but potentially lethal idea. Maybe you've got another one up your sleeve. I'm not going to stop you from trying if you want to try. I'm warning you in advance that the party might get mad at you.
Oh yeah, the party would get big mad, and this time you won't have Bryn to bring you back.
Yeah, I got a friend saving my spot in the line though.
Okay. When you say that, you have somebody who has a very shaky two-finger grip on what might possibly be a chance. Don't go into this with the illusion that I can help you get out of it. I have a backup strategy that if it's not going boom, I can maybe help you. Maybe. It's a very thin chance. Don't ride your life on that.
It's going boom. The only question is how boom is it going?
So...
Okay, well...
Rat, we would rather have a solution that prevents it from going boom.
Just gonna
I don't have one of those.
What's your AC, Rat?
25.
In front of it.
Okay.
To just block
Okay.
whatever.
So, your wall of stone.
I'm just planning. The issue above ground is planning to use the one down there to try
I'll
to...
Okay.
just put one of these around by me, and
Good.
Luke's resilience
just
sphere.
protect my me for a second while we're in here, and I'm making my way to the containment unit.
As you guys are discussing this, an arc of energy shoots out from one of the cracks in the containment field and just whips over your head and just rends a whole chunk of wall into ash.
Yeah, we're gonna put the wall of stone as like kind of like a arced shield for some of us up here. It's not gonna help much, but we're just gonna try. Oh.
I gotta look that one up and see if that would even apply here.
Resilience sphere is pretty good.
Gods, I wish Saren were here. I really, really sodding wish Saren was here.
So I'm hoping that
Yeah,
the
so-
wall will help.
The duration up to 1 minute. So yeah, no, this will protect you for 1 minute. Up to.
Cool. That's all the time I need.
Because it does say that it can't be harmed from anything originating from outside, basically.
That's all I need. I'll make my way to the center control panel unit, the containment fieldy bit. I'll see what I can fix with mending.
Okay. You gonna start pushing the globe?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a hamster ball situation.
So, one of the things I'm
Well, I
rolling
mean,
for...
it can like form to the unit.
Well,
So
no,
I mean,
it's a sphere.
does it have to stay a sphere?
Yeah, it stays a sphere. You can roll it.
Okay. I roll it around it.
I will say that what I'm rolling for here occasionally is the arcs of energy shooting out. I want to see if any of them lash out your direction. Right. If this spear gets hit by an arc directly, I'm going to treat it like a disintegrate, okay? It won't hurt you, but it'll destroy the sphere. Because of the level of power we're dealing with here. But for now, you're good. So you push it over. You're looking for a control panel?
No. The cracks in the containment field, I'm going to try and correct them with mending.
Okay. So...
Less cracks in the containment field maybe stabilizes the reaction.
Okay. So you go to try and attempt to begin working on that. I will say this. The sickness and the burning inside that you were feeling did not go away.
Oh no, that one's not going away. I'm dead.
So negative. Well, I guess it could be positive depending on your outlook. But...
No.
So...
So any attempts to do this, I'm gonna pitch in.
Okay. Okay. So you're...
One of me is down there.
Some of these are going to be too big for you to fix with mending. Like, this is a huge device, and some of these cracks are pretty big. More than a foot.
Well, can't he just work on like one part of the crack at a time?
Well, I mean, these are openings. They're not just like shatters in glass. These are sections missing.
How large is this sphere?
The sphere itself?
Yes.
Let's see here. Encloses a creature or object of large size or smaller.
Just large enough to contain the creature or object inside, so it's literally a hamster ball.
Yeah.
I'm looking for specifically the size of the reactor that's about to go like crazy.
Oh, that it's big.
Okay. The thing in question that we're trying to reduce is too large.
Most likely, yeah. Provided your spells would even work on it.
Any attempt to reduce it would hit the field around it, and okay.
It is a physical device around it. That's what he's trying to repair. The containment is what he's trying to repair. That is a physical thing. Anybody else want to chip in here? You're welcome to.
I'd like to try something up top.
All right. What do you want to try?
While Istu and Ratt are doing this, I want Bryn to some way try and seek out Saren's spirit. Like, if her spirit is still on the Haru spec somewhere, like if she in fact died, then I would like Bryn to be able to find it.
Okay. Do you have an ability that does this, or are we just going with the
just sort of a like partially homebrewed use of spirit session? What
No,
we've been doing for all sorts of like, seeking out ghost shenanigans.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's we've worked with that before. I don't have a problem with it. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, give me a roll. An ability roll.
Just like charisma, I guess.
That's fine.
All right, because that's
You
that's
are
her
a bard.
sort of, yeah. I'll roll with her spell attack bonus if that's okay. fine. 11.
Yeah, you're not.
13.
You're not sensing it. However, I will say this:
Okay.
while you're not sensing her, you are sensing an extreme concentration of spectral energy directly below you.
Ooh.
Yo, does this reactor burn ghosts? Is it a ghost reactor?
It's like what the Ghostbusters use to store everything in.
Ectoplasm. So let's take a look at that.
All right, you taking a closer look
Yeah, taking a closer look. Bryn wants to investigate.
with your eyes or your abilities.
Abilities, spiritual senses here.
Okay. All right. Tell me what you're looking for. Like, kind of explain to me what you're doing, since we're kind of going for broke here on things.
Yeah, well, she senses a large amount of spiritual energy below her. She wants to see, like, the specific nature of this. Let me see. Like, kind of like how whenever she reached into Jimmy's memories and she was able to, sense all of the souls that were like flying off of Cairn, the moment the blight like made contact with the surface, she wants to see, like, is this one big spirit? Is it a multitude of spirits? Like, what are they doing? A sense of how did they die? Like, are they all trapped in the reactor, or they just sort of like wandering about for whatever reason? Things like that.
Okay. Are you going to attempt to kind of reach out tentatively and contact it with your ability, or are you just
Yes.
trying to view it?
Let's try and contact it.
Okay. Give me another ability roll then, please, if you would.
All right. $30.
Pretty solid. It's a decent roll. All right. So you reach out. You maintain this focus of your ability, and you just reach out, and it's almost like an out-of-body experience. You can feel your senses floating down through the floor, passing through the transparency and passing through the containment, and just reaching out a hand into the energy that you feel, and suddenly you are just rent with this overwhelming surge of presence. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of souls scraping, clawing, pulling, screaming, crying, suffocating, trying to just pull to the top to catch their breath, every one of them trapped in a cycle of eternal, suffocating torment, fearful, paranoid, terrified, filled with grief, filled with loss, filled with terror, all of them centralizing into a single point in your mind and overwhelming you, just shunting you back into yourself as you reel back with a scream, gripping your head, just completely unable to contain it, rolling back. You're stunned for the next couple rounds.
Okay. So this was below the containment unit even.
This was inside the containment unit.
Oh, shit. Well, tell me when I'm out of my stun.
Okay. Well, I want to give everyone else a chance to react. The Rat, you and Hologram didn't hear that, of course, but everyone else on that top side saw and heard.
It's okay, we're working on our own shit down here. What did you think of the dog idea? Because
It may be worth a try. I'm just thinking we hit these cracks that we can with the mending, and the ones that are too big for mending, then we try to patch up with fabricate and some loose scraps.
okay, can I give you any materials for that? Because I have some stuff here, I hand whatever.
No, just cover me for a minute while I work on this create or work on this fabricate.
Okay. So I'm not gonna make you roll to do this successfully. Mending is mending. It's not really a roll. But it does take a minute per foot. Okay. To mend, according to the spell. Casting time of 1 minute. So it takes a minute to mend a foot. It's a slow kind of smoothing process as you go. Do you have the ability to recast the sphere?
Yeah, a couple of times.
Okay, because keeping in mind that the sphere itself only lasts a minute.
Istu's keeping a close eye and like watching how that 30-point hit earlier, if that's impeding like his movement at all.
Oh no, it's fine. That only 15% killed me outright.
Okay. If it happens again, I'm gonna have to do something.
How many times can you cast the sphere?
3 more.
3 more? Okay, so that's
Well,
basically...
I mean, 2 more if I need to do some fabricating. I could always I could supplement that with a wall of force. If I can't put the wall of force around the reactor to contain it, then I could use a wall of force instead of the resilient sphere, and it's just bigger, and it lasts for 10 minutes.
It wouldn't
But
protect
might be a
you,
good-
though.
What might be a
What?
good
Yeah,
question
what-
is how many spots on the containment field require fabricate?
That's fair. We'll say there's probably about 4 spots that would require a fabricate.
Well,
Okay.
then we're fucked. We should leave.
How many people can learn this fabricate spell?
It might just be
That's
him.
That's first level, right? Like,
It's a 4th level.
oh,
Yeah, and
I think it's on the wizard spell list.
learn that I can help you. Is there nothing I can do to assist with this to make it take less time?
You control time.
Yeah, but like, yeah, I do actually. Yeah, like, I'm reading my sheet and trying to be like, well, I don't have an ability that blah blah blah, but like, I actually do control time, so fuck it. Why can't I help with this?
Why can't you?
I can. Actually, I'm gonna tell you. I can.
Can you just like pause time for the reactor?
Yeah, I can change the flow of time around to being. It's in my list. I can do that shit.
Can you?
Yeah. Yeah, I can.
So how much
Incoming time stop.
can you do?
While
it?
I don't have that exact spell, I do have the ability, and I am a chronomancer, so
I was
I think
messing.
I should be able to do what the situation requires, right? Like, please?
Okay, so with a chronal shift. All right, so
Come on.
no, I want to work with you here. So I'm going to throw a potentiality your way.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
So let's say he gets. He takes the time, does some mending, maybe 2 of the fabricates. Right. And that's enough. He's pushing himself, but that's enough to where he runs out of the protection. But you said you shall have a wall of force, right?
I could have a wall of force. I was planning on containing the reactor when it went exploding with it.
So
But
here's
if I can't wrap the core of the reaction where it's gonna go boom the most in it, then I guess I can use it for saving myself.
well, how about this?
It's way more selfish than I was gonna be with it, but hey.
You repair as much as you can. You wrap a wall of force around it. I will let Istu use their chronal shift to triple the duration
Ooh.
and give you 30 minutes of Wall of Force to contain the device. Now, I will be rolling occasionally to see if it arcs out, but you've already wrapped up some of that, so it's not going to be very likely. It does act as a disintegrate spell, which will destroy Wall of Force. But this could potentially give you 30 minutes to determine what to do next.
And Fabricate, FYI, is like 10-minute casting time.
Oh yeah. But still, that's an extended piece of time.
Okay, what are we doing?
Dying mostly.
You guys are
Why
making
can't you
progress.
just get out of here? Why can't you just get out of here? Come on, man.
Do you want to do that? With the
Yeah, I think I've assessed the situation.
because that way you could vortex warp back up top
I'll just vortex warp out with and grab the hologram.
and keep your
By the wrist.
concentration going for the Wall of Force and figure out what to do next.
Yep.
Okay. So that'll give you guys 30 minutes. As I said before, Bryn, you're starting to come around as they come back up, obviously. So maybe your information might help determine what to do next.
Oh, gods. Ugh. Are you done down there, Rat?
Well, if it goes hypercritical in the next 29 and a half minutes, I think we'll be okay.
Okay. So what's the strategy?
Force it to go hypercritical in the next 29 minutes and 20, 15 seconds.
Okay. How do we do that?
So you didn't figure out anything to fix it.
No, but we contained it a little bit.
I have some interesting information. I tried to see if I could locate Saren's spirit, because if she died, then I could possibly contact her. But one thing that I found instead is that there are hundreds of thousands of souls within the reactor itself that are crying, screaming in agony and trying to get back out. They felt trapped.
What?
I don't know why
No, that
there's-
doesn't. That's what?
I don't know why there are spirits in there, but I did see them.
So I have a
In a
question.
seance.
This reactor, the containment field itself, how big is the containment field?
The whole thing?
Yes.
I think, what was it? I said about 60 feet in diameter. And the part that you can see is probably about 70 feet high from the ground. You're not sure if it goes deeper into the floor, though.
And the core of it is not visible.
The core of it's just a pulsing wave of energy. Here, I actually have a slightly better picture. I should have shown that to you. I'm sorry. Yeah. That's what it looks like inside the containment unit. Oh, it didn't show it to you, did it? Let's try that again.
Okay.
Oh, that looks bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
So is there an off switch?
There is not. Not that you know of, anyway. Like I said, this is technology that's very complex.
Now we can
What
see the
about
core.
a jettison or a eject A core dump switch?
Brother, that's a ghost reactor. You need an exorcism.
We can see the core. Can we
Yeah,
see
if I
it?
had to guess.
You can see it through the containment unit, yeah.
Okay.
If I had to guess, Scratch's meddling in here was he actually took many, many souls that he had collected through his various contracts and dealings, stuffed them into the reactor in order for them to feel trapped and then want to claw their way back out, which is what's causing the reactor about to explode to begin with.
We
If
could
I
try
had to
the-
guess.
We could try the dog.
What if? Now, hear me out on this. Draken,
Yep.
you can teleport things, right? Can you teleport things as well as people, or just people instead of things?
You can teleport things.
What
Maybe
if?
some.
What if you plane shifted this thing to Scratch's house? Like, just drop it on his front doorstep. It goes boom, takes out our, like, clears up all of our problems in one fell swoop. His own meddling, like, hubris got him in the end.
In Sigil?
That's
Yeah.
I can't send it. Well, first off, I'm fairly certain that's larger than what I can move. Secondly, trying to get it out of the plane, I can only teleport on the same plane. And third, nothing goes into Sigil.
Okay.
I'm
well,
pretty sure the Lady of Pain would reject that and stop the magic from happening, even if it was possible. But I do appreciate the level of petty.
All right.
Also-
maybe not Scratch's doorstep. Maybe he's got to have like a trophy realm or something somewhere, right?
I'm fairly certain that if I tried to drop a large explosive in Sigil, I'd go to the top of like the ladies list.
Well,
and
we don't
even
put it- we
I
don't
don't
drop
want
it
to
in-
punch
You'll
that
drop it in
high
like
up.
Avernus or something.
So, as you guys are having this
This
conversation,
is already a shithole.
despite the hum and the noise and one another and everyone panicking and Rat looking very sick, you guys hear this munching sound coming from kind of behind you.
Oh, is somebody
Bring
eating
lips around.
sarin?
What's that?
Yeah.
So we
Of
need to make
course.
this smaller. And then...
It's your boy.
As you turn to see a familiar wide brim hat wearing individual he's leaning up against a wall, kind of, he's got a bag of something, and every now and then he'll pull something out and toss one in his big, wide, toothy mouth, munching. He's just watching you guys.
Here to enjoy the fireworks, are you?
Oh, I'm loving this.
I bet.
Imagine sending that to Scratch's front door. I knew I liked you guys. I really did.
Yo, he's got a bag of nubbins.
Yeah. So, you guys have made all these incredible leaps of faith with your logic, and I love that too. You know, one of you's missing. What happened?
Missing? I don't see anyone missing. We're all accounted for.
No, the mouthy fella. Where'd he go?
No. We got the Chronomancer, we got the dragon, and we got the ghost, and we got the me. That's all there's ever been.
Oh, you know, you're great when it comes to destruction and tinkering, but you're a terrible liar, little man.
Teleported to another plane, we assume.
Oh no, I was facetiously asking. I know exactly where he's at.
He was just being a dick.
So, it looks like you guys got yourself in quite a pickle.
Yes.
Would you like some help?
No. We know what that costs, so...
Costs? Cost? You wound me. Cost.
Do I?
No.
Yeah.
A bargain's a bargain. And I have been completely honest, upfront, and fair with you on every bargain I've ever made. Have I not?
Sure.
This is an easy one. A very easy one. Who among you is willing to barter?
Bryn keeps her mouth shut.
Yum, 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 yum.
What are
Time
you
to-
eating?
This?
Yes.
Why, are you hungry? It's just some finger food.
Is it actual fingers?
What do you take me for?
A monster. What? I feel like you're eating whatever that is, and you're gonna tell me, oh, it's just orphan hearts.
Why, are you
So
hungry?
I would like to know what it is.
He reaches into the bag and pulls out this little confectionery.
It's Yuan-Ti caviar.
Gee, that's so gross.
Is it?
No, it's looks like a little pastry.
You eat normal food? Why?
Would you like one?
No.
Oh, no.
Did you ever notice there are no rats on the ship? 'Cause-
That might have a bit
Right
more
here.
to do with the ship.
One
Yeah.
rat. There's one rat on the ship.
Oh no!
The ship would eat him too if it got the chance.
This is true.
Oh no mice. Let's rewind that back. No mice on the ship. No.
So-
that's unfortunate.
So, once again, I will state my intention to save you again. Are you willing to let me save you?
At what cost, though, man? I'm already got like I've been marked. I have made this other deal. I got like. How much is this gonna cost?
I only require a small sacrifice from one of you. And you know what? I'll even let you volunteer Jimmy if you want. He's not even here to say no.
What's a small sacrifice? An eye, a hand, an arm.
No, I'm afraid this time it's going to be something just a slight bit more.
Of course.
But I'll sweeten the pot. What do you say?
No.
At least hear me out.
What's
Never forced anything on you.
the cost? You
First
said
things
it's going to be
first.
more.
Draken, I'm
Got some.
so glad that you ask. See, I've had my eye on you for some time,
God.
and all I'm
I'm going
asking,
to take that as a compliment. Thank you.
you should. You're an amazing individual. Such an imperative part of everything. So much more than you even realize. Do you know who you are? I don't think you do. But it's high time that you were not only appreciated, but venerated for the awesome individual that you are, Draken. The awesome power that resides inside of you. The sheer force of will, of power, of personality. You could be a golden, shimmering god. If you just let me take you there. And if you do, not only will we rectify this problem, but I will release your friends from their obligation. And all I want is you.
Come do when? Immediately, or when we get out of here?
Well,
What time frame are we looking at?
we have a destination in mind, I believe, do we not?
Indeed.
I will give you until we break the skies of that destination, at which time I will call forth the obligation that you will owe me. And at that time, I will release everyone from theirs, and they will never have to deal with me again unless they choose to.
You are already
the
going
wings
to
off the
release
Shadow
all
Draken,
of us
you're
from
gonna
your
be like-
obligation on completion of the wager, which was when we broke the skies of Cairn.
Of course he wants Draken. He blew the wings off the Shadow Dragon.
The
Yeah,
wager's
have you met this
changed.
guy?
The wager's changed. Because now you've gotten us into this mess.
How so? Because we've completed the first half of your wager was to get to Scuttler's Rock within a week, which we did so, and then after that, your wager was to simply take you home, which is still pending.
Which you're about to fail at. Let's be honest, you're not going to get out of this alive. And I'm going to go ahead and warn you. My obligations supersede the expectations of your pitiful mortality. So I'm giving you a chance. A chance to succeed. A chance to still be free of me. I know that's what you want. I can hear you talk. And I have to say I'm a little hurt that you have such a low opinion of me. I'm a sweet guy when you get to know me.
So if I agree, you'll help us survive this. Help us get home. Release everyone else. And then when it's all said and done, I go with you. Still as myself?
Better. But yes.
But will I still be in control of my action?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you'll have an obligation. But we'll be working together, Draken.
Deal.
There we go. Thank you, Prem.
May I have one?
So be it then. A deal is struck. Draken? He holds his hand out, looks at it, wipes it off on his shirt, puts it back out again to shake your hand.
I extend my hand, and I shake.
He's got an overwhelming grip, and it sears the palm of your hand. And you kind of grit your teeth. And you're Draken. You're not showing it if you can help it. I know your character well enough to know that. But he lets go, and you've got a mark burned into your palm. And he kind of winks at you and steps backwards and just disappears. As this happens, we're going to jump to Jimmy.
Hey, before we begin, should we take our break? It is 10:30.
Up to you
I would
guys.
appreciate a break, yeah.
I could use some tea.
Yeah. We will take a short break. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back with you after this. Both of her back. Yay! Yay! Alright, are we ready? Jimmy.
I'm here. If Jimmy knew about it, he would be not proud exactly, but he would feel a great kinship right now. He and Draken have been working together a long time. They even make the same bad decisions.
I can't wait for Jimmy to find out and start yelling at Draken. What did you do?
No, Jimmy's coming back a changed man. He'll give you a high five. We will do the tattooed hand high five.
So, Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
Your vision is clouded, a burst of darkness, feeling of momentum that just almost feels like it spaghettifies you for a second, and you snap back, and you're just like drifting. Comfortably, I might add.
Alright.
And you find yourself surrounded. It almost looks like an enormous chamber, except it's less than solid. I actually have a visual for this one.
Ooh, okay.
You ready?
Yeah, hit me.
Boom.
There are problems.
So,
I have a few
I'm
immediate
gonna-
problems.
I'm gonna need that as a upsized for a wallpaper.
I'll send it to you.
It is pretty smooth.
So, you're surrounded by an otherworldly sight. Gigantic, unblinking eyes hover throughout the chamber. I'm going to use the word chamber loosely. Their irises filled with swirling, shifting images that seem to like twitch and change every time they blink or every time you look away and look back. Their gaze is all encompassing, and the air around you is thick with this uneasy sensation of being watched. The entire area is bathed in this disorienting, kaleidoscopic light as the eyes cast their unending scrutiny upon you. The sensation of time itself bending and warping around you is palpable, and the room resonates with once again a chorus of whispers from countless timelines. You do notice the eyes are all staring right at you.
I'm floating, right? So I can kind of contort myself how I like.
You feel like you could potentially navigate just by thinking.
Okay, well, what I would first do is face the eyes. At least the ones that are, visible to me, the largest ones, whoever seems to be paying attention. And take a bow.
Okay.
It's a deep stage bow, with the hand across the midsection as you go.
Okay. So,
I hope it's been an entertaining performance so far.
let's do this then. Interesting. So, Jimmy, you bow, say you're due, and you just feel this disorienting shift, and suddenly you find yourself standing on a beach. And beyond the beach is this black miasma out over the water. The water itself is black. Everything's cold. It feels like it's just draining you. The sky itself is covered with a thick layer of clouds. The sun practically blotted out. And out in the distance, you see this shifting form moving through the shadows, dipping in and out of the water. And every time it surfaces, you see the glint of gold shift across its body.
Meh. He's on Cairn.
I'm looking around. I shiver a little bit. Yeah. Last time I was actually on a beach, I remember it being nicer. I focus in on the shifting creature that seems to be approaching. Can I make out any details?
You can tell it's very large and serpentine.
Could be good, could be bad. How did we wind up setting the sort of existence of dragons in Cairn? I know that was written more recently.
They were spirits of nature in a way, much like the celestial dragons of the Eastern telling.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so apart from Draken, who was not yet mature himself, it's quite possible Jimmy's never seen one, then they'd be somewhat rarer.
Potentially. I mean, it's possible. He would have known of their existence.
Yeah, I might have an idea what they look like, especially since I had met one, a young one. Mm-hmm. Okay, I see. Does it look about like what he'd expect?
It's slightly changed.
Hmm.
But you can't get a good look at it.
Yeah. I would say this place is messing with my eyes, but seems a little inappropriate. I look left, I look right, up along the beach. Anything I recognize?
Desolation, as far as you can see.
Is this an improvement? Is this good enough? No. No, it couldn't be. I have so much left to do. I can't hang out here on the edge of the ocean. How far off is the golden serpentine creature?
It's a ways out.
Yelling distance or not yelling distance?
Hard to say.
I yell. Hey! Hey, can I get a hand?
So, the creature splashes down into the water. And you see this kind of upheaval in the surface. And you can see it kind of snaking and speeding just below the surface of water your direction at an uncomfortable rate of speed.
Mm-hmm. Jimmy is a man who is, at this stage, well beyond fear. If it does not literally inspire eldritch terror in him, he has no real worry.
Okay, so you hold...
I hold my ground.
Okay. So about 25, 30 feet out, the head surfaces, rears way up into the air above you, just towering over you. The black, murky water drifting, falling off of it, and some of it lands on you, and wherever it lands, it just singes. You can feel it burning.
Ouch.
And that head comes down swiftly until it's basically level with you. And it's a very familiar looking head. Like, if you didn't know better, you'd say this might be Draken. Except there's this blackness in his eyes that you don't recognize. And sitting astride just beyond the frill of horns, you see the angler grinning at you, and he leans down and says, "Ready to make another deal, Jimmy?"
Well, I always was a haggler. Oh, you should have seen me back in the old days. Yeah. Back in the old days. If I didn't walk out with the 5-finger discount, you can bet I was not paying full price for that meat pie.
Well, I knew when I released you from your bargain that you'd be back.
Jimmy shrugs, kind of tilts his head to one side. I'm not sure this counts as back. I'm not sure this counts as anywhere. I'm not sure you're even real.
Wow. Granted, we haven't seen each other in 500 or 600 years, but that doesn't change the fact that I knew you'd always come slinking back.
Jimmy sighs. He looks down. He looks back up. Is the angler still wearing his hat?
Mm-hmm.
You know, back when I lived here still, that kind of hat, that was a preacher's hat. You in the God-bothering business these days?
Oh, what is it you want, my boy? Just tell me. For old time's sake, you know, I'll give you a discount.
I want... And then Jimmy closes his mouth for a second and he looks thoughtful. He feels deep, deep in his chest that weird 3-part heartbeat. It's not the one he's used to. It's faint still. But that's a beating heart in there.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I want everything. I want so much. I am filled to bursting with the stuff I want.
Oh, now you're just playing games.
No. No, I'm dead serious. I'm not sure you can bargain hard enough to satisfy me. I'm not sure you've got what I need on the table.
Oh, I got something you want. I got something.
Make me an offer I can't refuse. I need to work on my refusing skills anyways.
I could give you Bryn back.
As far as I can tell, she's the one who's there, and I'm the one who's gone.
Also, Jimmy doesn't know her name yet.
Jimmy doesn't?
Nobody knows.
No one knows her name yet.
Secrets.
Oh, well,
We'll pretend you said the ghost.
No. He would say Bryn.
Oh.
In this
Jim kind of
particular
tilts his head then. Eh?
Yeah, Jimmy. Did you forget your wife already?
Alright, so. I'm not going to pretend that Jimmy is some deeply insightful mastermind, but he's a great liar.
Oh.
Let me make a quick roll for my own satisfaction here.
Alright.
He's a great liar.
Fair. What's he trying to lie about?
He's trying to cover for the fact that he has no idea what the hell has happened in 600 years.
Okay.
He doesn't necessarily want the angler to know that he is here from the past.
That's fair.
That there's been a bit of a time mishap. But Jimmy, he's a daring sort. He wants some information.
Alright.
So he looks at the angler and he says, how could I trust you? I was always kind of feeling that you had a hand in the initial incident.
The dragon actually chuckles. And in Draken's voice says, what? You don't trust me anymore, Jimmy?
Ah, buddy. Listen, I know you're riding shotgun now, but if I was dealing with you, it'd be easier. But he makes the deals, doesn't he?
Oh, we both make deals, Jimmy. You can trust me. Heck, you know, I probably put in a good word for you and bring you on as, one of the higher ups. You'd look good in management.
He takes the hat off of his head, turns it over, looks at it a couple times. I'm sure you remember the old days. I gave it a try. I wasn't too suited for it.
Your call. Suppose there's always the other option.
Jimmy holds his hands out as if he's waiting.
So be it. Draken rears back and swallows you. And you awaken once again, floating in the midst of the eyes.
Oh. Okay. All right. Jimmy's just kind of aimlessly cartwheeling in space. Yep. I should have figured as soon as I was gone, he'd move in with the deals. We've been working together too long. We make the same fuck-ups. I turn to face the eyes. They still looking at me?
Oh yeah, attentively.
Appreciate it. You know, forewarned is forearmed, they say. I might need bigger guns, though. The Angler, I could take. Draken, that's iffy. That's iffy on the best days. How do we fuck up so bad? Theoretically directed at the eyes, but also kind of to himself.
So
What did I do wrong?
As you're speaking, the whispers seem to concentrate cohesively in a strange, cacophonous kind of way. But you realize that the whispers are telling you, it's almost like they're following your line of thought, but they're saying, like, if you do this, this will happen, and if you do that, this will happen, and it's actually presenting you timelines.
Okay, I attend to the whispers for a moment and see if I can't pluck out any that seem to recur in their whispers.
Well, I mean, there's ones that lead to everyone dying.
I'm sure there's plenty of those.
There's ones that lead to you being lost here forever.
I bet there's a ton of those too.
There's ones that lead to only certain members of your crew dying.
I think we can do better.
There's ones that end with the loss of trust. There's ones that ends with the complete disillusion of your fellowship.
Jimmy thinks for a moment. He says, well, if they live...
There's one where
I could
Ratt
survive.
goes nuts and kills everyone.
Could have
There's
sworn I put something in the contract that told him not to do that.
There's one where Istu goes nuts and kills everyone.
I don't think I have anything in Istu's contract. Shit. I don't have a contract with Istu.
There's one where Jimmy goes nuts and kills everyone.
You know, fair. He looks down at Black Jammer for a second and says, fair.
And then there's one where Jimmy makes his way home. And they actually survive the Haruspecs.
Okay. I'm digging it. I don't know what comes beyond, but I will take that.
Alright, so you focus on that stream?
I focus in on this string.
You sure you don't want to focus on like the everyone dies or Bryn goes nuts and kills everyone?
No. Though I have left my management position, I do still have a certain responsibility to my people.
Alright. So you hone in on it. Once again, there's that spaghettified feeling and shifting that occurs. And you feel like you're being transported once again.
Oh.
1, 2. Wow. She rolled good for a change.
Hey.
It's because I was... Well,
Because you were doing it for me.
let's just say that's relative.
Yeah, everything is relative.
I'm going to describe where you come out at, and then we're going to shift back.
Alright.
You zip out of that spaghettified feeling, snap back into consciousness and awareness around you. You find yourself drifting at the edge of this eldritch abyss Just everywhere you look, it makes your eyes hurt because the geometry is wrong. The air itself is just thick with this maddening cacophony of whispers and screams and agonized souls that just seem to come from nowhere and everywhere all at once. The landscape itself is a grotesque and just surreal mass of horrors. Everywhere you look, there's just writhing, shifting, tentacle-like figures that make like these sickening, fleshy forms. The skies above you, as you look out, are just inky black, but still filled with this writhing, amorphous entities that just seethe with hunger, seethe with insanity. Reality itself just warps all around you, twisting and changing constantly with just impossible geometries and spatial anomalies. And at the center of it, directly ahead of you in the distance, you see this gargantuan creature that just fills you, eyesight with dread. This abomination, this manifestation of every unspeakable horror that your mind can fathom, and many that you can't. And it just radiates this aura of malevolent chaos from it as its form shifts and changes constantly in this incomprehensible, patternless sense of movement. And you are drifting towards it.
Jimmy swallows and gets ready to bargain.
And we will switch. Alright, guys. What are we doing back at the reactor?
Well, you left us on a cliffhanger where we were about to find out what happens as soon as the angler disappeared.
Oh yeah, he vanished. As he vanishes, the ship stops rocking. The hum begins to settle. The creaking begins to quiet. Until finally all you can hear is the steady pulsing hum of the reactor below you.
I fixed it.
I give Rat a high five.
High five.
Let's go.
Rat
We
begins
fixed
his
it.
I am the best dance.
No, you had it right the first time. You fixed
What?
it.
You helped. You helped.
I just stood there. You did all
Yeah,
the
but I
work.
wouldn't have had the time to fix it if it weren't for you. So
Aw.
I fixed it. Yeah.
Good job. Good job. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Bryn's just going to turn her head and look over at Draken with a concerned look on her face. You sure you know what you're doing, Draken?
God, no. But his deals always kind of work out for him, and he always seems to deal with a position of strength. Figure this gives me time to try to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do.
I do appreciate it. Releasing me and Jimmy and all of us. Can't help but be concerned for your safety, though. I don't want to lose you either.
I'm intrigued to see how this plays out as well. It'll be fun.
Well,
Besides, the more power he gives me, the more dangerous I become.
I told Jimmy that... or I gave Jimmy my promise and my word that I would help him with the angler. You're an important part of Jimmy's life too, so that extends to you as well.
I appreciate it. I want to see how this plays out. There's more going on than even I know, and I'm curious what he's talking about.
Bryn will just give a... still looks very concerned, but she'll just give a subtle nod. And that's it. She remains silent. She'll just kind of stand there in silent contemplation for a minute.
Ratt begins to stagger slightly and is on the verge of retching.
Istu grabs his arm and is like, "Are you good? Are you okay?"
He's bleeding from the nose and ears.
Oh my god. Istu
Where's the
looks at
nearest
Cinder like,
med
"Can
bay?"
you can you help with this?" And Cinder's like, "You have an aneurysm or something? What happened to you down there?"
I don't know. Danger rock exposure, probably.
We need to get him to a med bay. That he has the exact same sickness that I had before.
Like looking at
Danger
his
rock.
eyes.
Danger rock. Sorry.
Danger rock.
If I knew that my magic would help, I could help him that way, but this is beyond my understanding.
So the lay on hands will cure the hit point damage. Will not affect the sickness that's overtaking him.
Out of character question, what about Greater Restoration?
No, that
So
wouldn't
we're-
either.
We're gonna do 5 for now. Triaging.
Okay, that's fine.
You know, if this thing is not a threat anymore, then we should probably get as far away from it as possible.
We should. And we need to get him to a med bay.
I'm confused though.
What's confusing you?
Well, what's next? I didn't expect to live this long.
Neither did I.
Like I didn't have a plan past fixing the reactor.
What's next is we find Jimmy.
I'm just
Once
glad
we get
you're here at
Jimmy,
all, man.
We get to
Honestly.
Cairn.
You don't always have to live with
So-
a death wish, you know? Like, it's not necessary.
When you've been alive for as long as I have, sometimes you're just ready for it to be over.
Don't play the old man card with me.
This is the oldest man.
Aren't you only middle-aged as far as gnomes go, though?
Yeah, probably, but I've been in one war or the other for 2 centuries. Like, it gets old.
Matt, you really need to relax and find another hobby.
But explosions.
I think there's a firm in Sigil that actually could use an explosives expert. They get hired a lot by the lady to, well, not by the lady, by the city to demolish old buildings before building up brand new ones. Could try that for a while. Whenever we're done with all this.
Yeah, what do you think I've been doing in Sigil for the last 50 years? I had to have a quiet, regular day job to raise Richter, right?
Well, then continue on the
Aw.
quiet, regular day job. You don't have to keep going to wars.
Rister.
So,
I miss him.
as you guys are discussing this, the elevator begins to close again around you.
Well, are we going down or?
Oh, it doesn't go any further down.
Who pressed the button to bring us back up?
Are you staying in it and letting it close?
Yes.
Okay. Alright.
Since we waited this long to move away from it,
So-
we do need to get out of here. So
It closes and lurches forward and begins to move upward of its own
Yep.
volition
Uh-huh.
until it reaches the next level up, where it kind of shudders to a stop. You hear the hydraulics releasing, and the doors begin to shift open.
Mm-hmm.
And as they do, 50 scrub. No, I'm just kidding.
Nice. Bring it on, bring it on. You almost died. Now it's this.
Get rid of that and get rid of that.
Still got firepower. It's fine.
We have guns. We'll be all right.
It's not guns. Those don't exist yet. This is a linear accelerator because it accelerates things in a linear fashion.
As they do, leaning against a panel, very wounded, bloodied, armor torn, bruised on one side of her face, one arm hanging kind of limp but clutching a pistol. You see Saren.
I shoot her.
Saren, Rat.
Immediately. Waste no time. Pew pew. Oh my god. Let's
Well,
go.
it's probably a doppelganger.
Are you really shooting her?
Yeah.
Waste no
Bryn
time.
is going to
Waste
stop.
no time. Waste no time.
Alright, you're going to be pretty easy to stop because of the state you're in. I'll give you that. How about that?
That's fine.
It's kind of a, oh god, gonna, don't move, I'll be right back.
Bryn's going to bolt forward to Saren. Well, actually, she looks to be right here.
Yeah, she's
if
right
the
there.
map positions are still accurate.
Uh-huh.
And she's going to, well, first off, hit her with one of these.
Okay.
And she's going to ask Saren, are you okay? What happened to you?
She goes, no. I don't know, everything went dark, and then I was being pulled through a tunnel by this thing. I don't know, I shot it and ran, and the scrubbers have gone mad.
Yeah, the scrubbers have indeed gone mad.
I came here to stop the reactor, but I guess... Did you already?
Yeah, I fixed that.
Yep.
Piece of
Rat
cake.
Yes.
How?
right. He went down there himself, my guy. He got in there and got into it and put his hands on it and stuff. He was working on it.
Yeah, I just
Amazing.
fixed the containment field with a
Yeah.
little bit of good old-fashioned elbow grease and tinkering.
No
Normally,
fear at all. Just
Normally I would balk and accuse you of telling stories, but one look at you and I think you're telling the truth. How are you standing?
he's just that guy. I don't know.
I'm not. I'm flying.
Are you
Winged
gonna-
boots, motherfucker. I don't have to stand.
You're gonna be hanging upside down from those boots. We let this go too much longer. We need to get you to a med bay.
Exactly what I was about to say, Saren.
I know the way. Follow me. She begins to kind of stumble towards the exit.
The 24 healing Bryn gave her didn't help.
It helped, yeah. She's beat up and worn out and tired and
Bryn
Hey,
will stabilize her.
anybody gonna do a doppelganger check though?
No. I mean, why
I
do we
tried.
care?
They stopped me.
It's a doppelganger.
Rat.
What?
Goggles. True sight.
Oh. Yeah, okay. View button on the goggles to activate the... Golly, these things do a lot now.
Not the laser vision button.
The copyist too.
Pew.
Is just walking next to Rat and helping him. Like,
No, so it does thermal vision, infravision, dark vision. I have dark vision's racial and true sight out to 120 feet.
Okay.
You want the true side option?
Well, those are just all of them.
No, it's
Just same activation. Just filters through all 3 of them.
it's
Bing.
it looks like Saren.
That's, okay. It must be her. Yeah, it's Saren shaped.
Brand'll nod.
Okay. Will you guys follow her? Let her lead?
Yeah, Bryn's walking right beside her and it's giving her an arm, helping stabilize her.
Good deal. Good deal. She'll accept it willingly, happily, thankfully. So, she will lead you guys to the closest medbay, and if allowed to, we'll hook Ratt up to the purifier and lay down in the pod next to him and let it do its work on her as well. Offering, of course, to heal any of the rest of you that need it. So
Yeah, I'll accept it.
you guys will get the benefit of a long rest, basically, from this. The crisis is averted, and as you're resting and healing, Saren will ask you, well, now that the reactor's not a threat, I think we can get the ship moving. Can I drop you somewhere?
Can I do something while we long rest?
Of course.
I'm just gonna. Istu goes off into like one of the corners of this room if it has corners, or the far wall or whatever, with the duplicate, and just like sits there and says some words to themselves, like, kind of muttering, sort of. And we're gonna do this, and we're gonna.
Oh my.
Let's see. Specific text to this. Duplicate any other spell of 8th level or lower.
Are you making it permanent?
Yep. And
Good.
then long rest. Just kind of add a little flavor.
Okay.
Oh, it does take a minute though.
That's fine. You got time.
The clone spell takes a minute.
No, the clone effect takes 120 days.
The spell is replicated with Wish.
Does that cut off the 120 days?
It cuts off all timers because it cut off the timer for Fortune's Favor when I upcasted it.
Yo, that's bullshit. I love it.
It is a wish,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so you...
So this issue is just going to be tasked with solely just focusing on making sure that Rat's okay. Like, we're laser focused on that one. Just like, are you good after we get out of the long rest? Like, you're okay. Like, is Cinder all right? This one's like actually goes over and hugs people, where this issue just kind of stands off to the side and rolls their eyes.
Just keep in mind that the clone is naked.
Okay, we start working on fabricating some clothes. Do we not have a scholar's pack here?
I'm just
No,
saying.
okay.
Just keep in mind your clone does not have any equipment.
Well, this one's gonna be like curled up into like a tight ball,
That's
and
fine.
then we're gonna start rummaging into the inventory and see if we can't find something that.
I'm sure there's
appropriate
at least
for
some
this.
clothes.
Yeah, I have a scholar's pack. I
Yeah.
should have something in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. Yeah, and then
It
they'll
doesn't
be
say that the
appropriately-
clone is ambulatory, though. It's just kind of like a second body in case of you die. It just kind of lays inert
It's-
until then.
Physically identical, has the same personality, memories, and abilities.
None of the original equipment.
It remains inert and endures indefinitely as long as its vessel remains undisturbed. At any time after the clone matures, if the original creature dies, its soul transferred to the clone.
Yeah, isn't Simulacrum the active clone?
Mhm.
It is.
Do I not have that? Let me see here. I actually do.
I put it in chat.
Isn't
Ha! I'll do that instead.
simulacrum?
That makes more sense.
The simulacrum is an illusionary duplicate, though.
Yeah, I want to make it permanent. Until dispelled duration.
Okay.
The illusionary, the simulacrum has like the same stats and shit.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, this is what I wanted. I don't know
Okay.
why I went with the
Well, clone used to be a lot different as
Yeah.
well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Although your
I remember
clone
the
used to
old
attack
days.
you.
Remember the old days of how good and bad it used to be?
Yeah.
Yikes.
He used to try to kill you.
Mmm. Tasty.
So, yeah, like I said, she offers to try and get the ship moving with you if you want.
I mean,
Yeah, okay. You can drop me off at Sigil.
wait.
If only we could do that. Wouldn't that be nice? Just
At this point,
drive the ship to Sigil and then leave us there.
At this point, I think I would rather wait for Jimmy to return.
Okay. We do still have a
And-
missing party member.
What? No, this is all of us that there's ever been.
We're missing Jimmy Ratt.
Who's Jimmy?
So, Saren, in the explosion, when you vanished, Jimmy vanished as well. And, we know that Jimmy is on another plane. We know that he is okay, and he is trying to return. I personally would rather us stay put in the interim to allow for Jimmy to return, and then whenever he does, then we will discuss our next course of action.
Saren hits you with the "Who's Jimmy?"
Imagine.
It's gonna take a minute for her to get things ready to roll anyway. She's one person about to run an entire starship.
How can I help?
Well, once you're back on your feet or in your shoes, come with me to the bridge. I'll kind of start showing you how things work.
Am I well enough to join her?
Yeah, yeah. After your long rest, you're basically pumped all the blood out of your body, filtered it, and pumped it right back in.
Cool. I feel 10 years younger.
Well, if the ship operates anything like a spelljammer, if you need a helms person, I can volunteer.
Well, you
That
can all
must
come
be
with
actually
me.
really nice.
You can all come with me. The bridge can facilitate a lot of hands, so all the help possible would be well received. So, will you go with her to the bridge?
Yep, Bryn
Sure.
will follow.
Okay. As she goes, she begins sealing off corridors. Basically leaving an open passage from the medbay to the lifts to basically she's closing it off and securing as she goes. The scrubbers are still out there. We'll have to deal with that at some point, but for now we can at least just kind of keep them at bay and maybe they'll return to their functionality.
Saren, is there an armory on the way to the bridge?
Well, I mean, there's a small arms locker on the bridge.
That might work.
We'll take a look when we get there. You're welcome to whatever's there. So you guys make your way to the bridge?
Yeah.
Bit by bit. All right. We're gonna bump back right over here to Jimmy as he faces certain
Faces quite possible death.
So Jimmy, your sanity is being just stirred like a bowl of porridge right now. So we're gonna make a series of saves here, okay?
It seems like a normal thing for me to be doing.
First thing I need is a wisdom save, please, sir.
You got it.
Everybody cross your fingers for Jimmy. These have to count.
Well, it's a 15. That's all I got for you, brother.
Okay. So you're utterly confused. You're struggling to find which way is up, forward, back, sideways. You're just kind of twisting in the wind.
Sure.
All right. Give me a dex save.
There you are.
Okay, that's good. Despite the disorientation, you like close your eyes and grip hold of Black Jammer, and you manage to kind of steady yourself so you're not just drifting randomly. All right. So you've got that going for you.
It's a start.
Now give me a charisma save.
Ooh, okay. Hey.
Look at that. All right. So, despite the tormenting voices tearing at your mind, the echoes and the whispers, you managed to pluck out some seeds of information from the whispers as they spin lies and truth, falsehoods and fact, all through your brain.
Okay. What am I working with?
Give me an insight check real quick, please.
Sure. Very awesome.
Okay. You keep hearing the term Elder Sight. Elder Sight is the key. Elder Sight weakens the beast. Elder Sight clears the way.
The trick is... No, I'm pretty sure while I was still maneuvering through the Hall of Reflected Jimmies that the actual name of it was brought up.
I think Bryn mentioned it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Because at that point, Draken had done his trick. He had managed to gain some insight into it. They knew what it was called.
So, we're going to do one more roll on this on regards to the whispers, okay?
Sure.
I need an Arcana check.
Here, you want a raw D20? I got those.
Go for it.
Nah.
Okay. So you're hearing echoes of how to use the Elder Sight, but you can't make sense of it.
All right. Well, for that, I will simply have to rely on my intuition.
That's fair. All right, so we still got a couple more. You ready?
Yeah, hit me.
All right, so you're starting to try and navigate your way through this abyss. I need an intelligence save next.
Oh, Lord.
Putting you on the spot here.
Okay, it could have been much worse.
Okay. So you're struggling. Like I said, sometimes you feel like your feet are on this twisting, writhing mass of fleshy tendrils and you're walking. Sometimes you feel like you're drifting. Sometimes you feel like you're upside down. Sometimes you feel like you're submerged in a murky, thick substance that's impossible to work through. You're just spiraling at this point. You feel like you're getting sucked into the madness, sucked into this abyssal void itself. You're starting to lose yourself. Well,
I know somebody with a big damn ego and a stake in getting out of here.
Uh-oh.
as I'm trying desperately to orient myself and navigate, and my mind is under siege, I reach out for Blackjammer.
Okay. Blackjammer's voice is one amongst many in the cacophony. What do you want to do with Blackjammer?
I have him drawn. I'm holding him out. I say, listen, partner. I'm struggling. Navigating this is not great. It's not great. How are you feeling? You feel up to it?
You suddenly find yourself standing on this plane of writhing flesh. And you kind of come to your senses. You're holding Blackjammer. And you look up just as a mirror image of yourself looks back and meets your eyes. Also holding Blackjammer.
I cautiously move my hands to see if this is a reflection or another mirror Jimmy situation. I'm gonna have a fight on my hands.
It mirrors your movements, but you don't see like a mirrored surface. Like you can move around and this thing mirrors your movements.
Okay. How far away is it?
10 feet.
10 feet. Oh, that's not bad. I say to Blackjammer, hold on, I'm gonna try something stupid.
Your reflection says everything you do is stupid. Everything you've ever done is stupid. Why would that surprise me?
I don't know.
Take a
I
step
wave
back.
my hands around. Seems like you're stuck doing the same.
It doesn't mirror you.
Ah, shit. There goes my trick. Listen, let's play a game. What you got in your pocket?
You know what I've got in my pocket.
I could really use the thing you've got in your pocket.
No.
Come on, you're not doing anything with it.
See, I've peeled out of you. This place has allowed me to finally step out of this abominable failure. I'm everything that's the best part of you, see? And now I'm finally free of the anchor around my neck that has held me back for so long. And you know what I'm gonna do with it?
Enlighten me, because I'm pretty sure if you peel away the bad decisions, there's nothing left of me.
You are the bad decision. I'm gonna step out of this place. I'm gonna leave you here. And I'm gonna take priority, as I should have all along, in the life that you've wasted. And I'm gonna make good with it. I'm gonna be the best you that ever was. And I'm gonna take full advantage of all those wonderful little friends that you left behind. Oh yes, I am. You better believe it.
I have a question, Church.
What's you got?
I haven't... We're still midway through the transition between the classes, right?
Yeah.
My subclasses. So I've got Life of the Party now, but I haven't traded out all the other ones yet.
Hang on, let me pull up my list here. 1 second. I have the list. There it is. You've got that. You've got Strange Traveler. And you've got I've Seen Worse.
Okay, so I'm moving through.
Mhm.
I'm moving through.
Yeah.
Alright, good to know. Well, in that case, I can't do one trick, but I can do another trick. Is this an eldritch creature? Is this an eldritch reflection, or is it actually me? I can detect eldritch in my radius now.
Well, I mean, that's pulling up everything. Like everything.
I can.
around you.
It specifically says I can detect eldritch and aberrant creatures.
Yeah. Well, the big one
True.
Is radiating a lot. This, for all intents and purposes, is you.
All right, good to know. Would I've seen worse give me advantage on a check against this copy of myself?
Let's see.
That's a tricky one.
I've seen worse. I'm gonna say in this particular case, no.
All right, that's fair.
Just because it has all the same abilities you do.
But I'm gonna do a thing anyways. It's gonna be real stupid.
Go ahead. I like stupid.
I'm going to make a deception check, shrug my shoulders in resignation, sort of bend down on my knees and look at the ground for a second, say, you know, I have fucked up so much. A long string of fail. And then in the middle of that word, I'm going to do a high jump and try and grab this doppelganger of me by the throat. He's only 10 foot away.
That's true. So, this is a solid plan, right?
Yeah.
However, you have made some bad rolls prior to this.
I have made a couple of bad rolls. Some good ones, a couple bad ones too.
So, I'm going to let you try, but keep in mind you are severely disoriented right now. So we're going to do this. As you begin this movement, you feel a flux in reality pulse around you. Okay?
Okay.
I want you to make a choice. I'm not going to tell you right now which is good or bad. It could go either way. I know which one it is in my head, but...
Of course.
Do you embrace it? Or do you resist it?
This is new Jimmy. This is Jimmy who is being forced through the strangest place in the universe. There is nothing to do but embrace the change.
Okay, so you embrace the flux?
Yes, I accept that this place can beat the shit out of me, but I am dragging this copy of myself down.
Okay. So, you feel a shift in yourself. Something snaps and changes irreparably within yourself. You're not really entirely sure what that is. Right? But you lash out with speed that you've never felt move through you. It's like every aspect of reality aligns in perfection of movement, perfection of form. You feel the whole flow of the entire multiverse shift and align with your actions. And not only do you grab, but you push through the creature with your hand, causing it to erupt in a burst of eldritch energy and dissipate. And you suddenly have a clarity all around you. Embracing was the right choice.
I'm glad to hear this.
So give me, we're going to make a couple checks again real quick as you have this moment of clarity. Also, that shift that just changed in you,
Yep.
that gave you the next tier.
Aha. That puts me on... Does that put me on been there, done that, or out of your skin?
I believe that was been there, done that.
Alright, I'm up.
So, I need you to give me another wisdom save.
Not bad.
Solid. The disorientation falls away.
Get my head back in the game. All right.
All right. Give me a charisma save.
It's all right. It's not great.
Nope. You made it. Your head begins to open up once again to the whispers around you, making sense of them. You're managing to pull information out solidly, hearing what you're supposed to do, because it speaks truths and lies all at the same time. Every aspect of what you should do and shouldn't do is filtering into your ears, and you're managed to kind of pick out what you need. So one last check, and this is the big one. I need an Arcana check.
No! I'm gearing up the luck point behind this.
All right.
Because goddamn is my Arcana just a flat 0.
This is the one.
Yeah, that's gonna need the luck point.
All right, you gonna spend it?
I'm spending it. There's really no other way around that.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Statistically, I'm not getting much higher than that without a bunch more rolls.
All right. So, let me see here what we needed to roll. Most of these were pretty high.
I bet.
Oh, but you did defeat the Nightmare Echo.
I did.
I'm going to give you advantage.
I appreciate that.
One more roll.
Statistically, I can't.
Okay.
The odds were very low. I could take a second bonus roll if I should have had them both at advantage, but I don't think luck points work that way even.
No, you should have had advantage. Go ahead. This is the last gimme, though.
That's all I got.
16.
It's as high as it goes.
All right. So, here's what you get.
All right.
So, first off, how many pieces of Elder Sight do you have?
Yes, 2.
I have 2 in the pocket. If that Eldritch Echo dropped some and wasn't just completely incorporeal, I'd have those, but I assume it did not.
It did.
Oh, then I have 4.
You have 4 pieces of Elder Sight. All right. So, what you have in your mind, what you managed to gather, the information is solid. However, your ability to make sense of it is not as solid as it could be.
It's limited.
You have an incomplete ritual in your mind involving the Elder Sight to bypass the abomination, the enormous abomination that resides here without being seen, and go home.
Ooh, okay.
But it's incomplete,
Yes.
leaving you with 2 options. Well, 3 if you just want to drift away and
Could just die here.
yeah, that's always an option. I don't recommend it.
I'd prefer not to.
You can attempt to muscle your way through this incomplete ritual and risk awakening the creature. Or you can attempt to just go balls out and try to defeat it.
Ooh, boy. How big is it?
1v1 be noob.
1v1 me Yogg Sothoth.
It's bigger than a bread box.
Yeah.
It's enormous. It gargantuan, huge. It's moon-sized almost. You can't really tell. Time and space are very distorted here. So I leave that in your hands as far as what you want to do. But we will cliffhang it here for now and let you think about what you want to do.
I'm gonna have to consider that, yeah.
Since it is 11:51 as well. Before we get too deep into that, because I think we've made some tremendous progress tonight.
We're really going places.
Yeah.
You've saved the reactor core. The Haruspex is well, not going to blow up anytime soon. Hopefully. You've saved Rat's life. Saren is back with the group. Jimmy is at the end of this journey. Pass or fail is where we're headed at this point. You could try to fight it. I mean, everything is possible. I do actually have stats on this thing. Part of me hopes that you do, just so I get to use all these crazy abilities it has. It won't go well for you, most likely, but there's a chance.
Oh no.
There is a chance. Jimmy is a very hard nut to crack in combat.
Yeah. I can take a bit of a hit, or rather, I can avoid taking a bit of a hit.
A bit, yes. You have a chance of getting the ritual as well. And you guys are preparing to potentially move the entire ship. And I will say that the Haruspex is big enough to dock the Whispering Gale on.
Yeah,
Keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's what I would have suggested to Saren, like in character, but like the only thing is I don't think Bryn would do anything without Jimmy, because like this is, as far as she's concerned, this is primarily like Jimmy's mission. So she wants to get the Haruspex like on the ship, but like yeah, she wants to wait until Jimmy's back to know like where to move it, and also she wants like it to remain fixed in place, so like, you know, Jimmy's not, you know, drifting in like the vortex before coming back to the Haruspex.
Well, this will be the most dangerous thing Jimmy's ever done, one way or the other.
I am literally trying to just tiptoe past. This thing is either a god or could probably eat one if it wanted to.
Somewhere in there. Somewhere in there. I believe, do I have a CR rating for this thing?
I'm not sure I want to know, man.
Probably 40.
It's up there.
Yeah, the blind piper does not play.
I will say this is not Azathoth.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, it's not Azathoth. I mean, if you wake Azathoth, you kind of end reality.
Yeah, you're done.
Though this is actually a new creature. It's only a CR 20 according to what I've generated.
Oh,
That's it.
I could maybe.
We can end that in a turn.
Well, I mean, you guys aren't here.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
1v1.
And usually I contribute a substantial amount, but you know that's the trick with rogues. They really rely on
Everybody else
advantage
to threat
generation
them.
engines.
I don't think you've ever fought a siege monster before.
Ooh, those are fun.
No, certainly not solo.
Yeah, this thing could just swallow you in one turn.
I mean, the in the plane of water, the burgeoning god might have counted as a siege monster.
The
That
Aboleth.
just means you get to
Yeah, the
fuck
aboleth might have
inside.
counted.
It's possible. Well, I will say, honestly, if this turns into a fight, that's gonna be rough.
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to do that, most likely, but we're gonna find out.
There's a chance you can pull it. I think it's hilarious, and I will say there's a little bit of planning that went into this. But forcing Jimmy to do an arcane ritual.
Is really funny, actually.
Hey, if we can get to the observatory, you know, we've got some casters in the party. Maybe
Possibly.
we could help him?
Possibly, but the thing is you don't know he needs help.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. So you guys are really focused on this ship. This is going to be, it's going to be rough. It's going to be pass or fail. I'm not going to be cruel and just destroy you, obviously. I've given you, you know me, I'll give you chances and choices, and nothing is going to ever be just, you have no chance.
Yeah, instant
Yeah.
death.
Yeah.
Knowing Bryn, I think she would be antsy and want to, like, just rush back to the observatory to check on Jimmy, just, like, knowing her.
Well, we can
So,
work
maybe.
that out. We can work that out next session.
Yeah.
But for the time being, you got some time to think about how you want to do this. We can go back and forth in Discord if you want, Jimmy, to kind of work out some details if you want as well. Because I actually do have an entire ritual planned out here too,
Oh God.
that I'm gonna have to walk you through step by step. And
Yeah, I'll hit you up for the details, I guess.
there'll be some rolling involved in that. But yeah, we are at the tail end of this act, this chapter. This is episode 20. This, I think, is our longest one yet.
It is.
Yeah, so we're at the tail end of it, finally. This is coming to a close. All that's left is getting Jimmy through this and launching the Hara specs. I'm assuming in the direction of Cairn. Of course, it's up to you guys.
Yeah.
I know Draken kind of has to get there
For reasons.
for reasons.
We kind of all have to get there because getting to Cairn is the thing that will get us out of the angler's hair.
It's true. It'd be nice to get out of the angler's hair. Well, except for Draken.
Except for Draken.
Yeah.
I wanted to tell you, Draken. I wanted to say, I love the move. I love the vibe. The important thing to remember, even Jimmy knows this. Draken's one of his favorite people. It doesn't exactly mean Draken's good people, though.
Wow.
Oh no, Draken is not a good person. Draken
So-
is neutral.
He is not
protect-
shocked.
He will protect his group. He will burn the rest of the world and not.
Draken may actually get his chance as a co-chair for one of the powers of Cairn.
Oh my god.
We may be immortalizing a character in the future of that entire game world here. We shall see.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
I didn't railroad any of this, but the plot to have the angler brought with a mass of souls powering something to Cairn and manipulating at least one of you into his employ has been on the books for a long time.
It is going swimmingly.
It really
Yeah.
is. It really is. And I'm kind of glad it's Draken. I really had my sights on Jimmy, but Jimmy's smart. And he's slippery. Draken has enough thirst for power, I think, that he's a good choice.
Yeah,
He is
and
intrigued to see what he turns into.
yeah, and Bryn would also be big upset if it was Jimmy because she wants to take him back to Sigil with her.
Oh yeah. Well, getting back to Sigil could be a problem too. We'll see. That'll be another challenge for another chapter.
She ain't staying on Cairn. She is absolutely not staying on Cairn. She started this journey with the expectation that she would be returning to Sigil.
Like I said, that'll be a challenge for another chapter.
Yep.
One step at a time. We still got to get out of the void. But yes, we will be back 2 weeks with the continuation of this story, possibly the last part of this chapter. Next week, of course, we're back with World of Cairn, the other side of the story, basically, at this point. Wednesday, we'll be back with Deadlands. That's going interesting places. Got a new character there I'm excited to play.
Nice.
Friday, we're back with Stir Wars, which is always a laugh riot and very interesting. Thursday, there's some changes going on with the Thursday game, so stay tuned. We've had some shifting of schedules. There's going to be something that's going to fill the Blades in the Dark, I believe. We're still kind of discussing what that's going to be. And then, of course, sign-ups for the top secret espionage role-playing game for the following month is out and about. Still got some spaces open for that. I think we've got 2 people signed up so far. I'd love to see a few more. Done a lot of work and planning on it, so it should be fun. So definitely come join our Discord. Jump in. We got a lot planned coming up. You don't want to miss. Thank you all very much for playing. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.